All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News this week. We had a fun weekend this weekend, huh, Jack?
Yeah, it was pretty nice. Except I wasn't in the best of, health to run around there and do everything you were doing. But
yeah, that's all right. you sat around there and looked pretty like ATLEY.
I did. I was doing a good job.
It's hard work.
It is. I mean, if they paid us, they couldn't afford
Could you
it.
imagine if they had Pretty and then had Jack's face in the...
Somebody needs to make that.
Athley. Don't be wearing that.
You're all right. You're all right.
Don't be wearing that. You're welcome for you get started here now.
Okay? Just sit there and look pretty, ATLEY. All right, let's thank our marketing partners. Got to thank WALTRIP Power Wash Solutions. Seen Hunter this weekend. He was helping the 90 truck out there, and they made the show. Had a good run. Had a lot of work to do, but I guess we can get back to that. Turn to synthetics. So this is when you're ADD, so you just kind of jump around and stuff.
See, just like what he just did right here.
Right. You just can't sit there and look pretty. Got to thank GRIER and Associates with Mean Dean Automotive. Where's he at, Jack?
Somewhere in Carolina. Little place down the road in Carolina.
Moyot.
That's it. That's where he's at.
Jack had a hard time pronouncing
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it because they laugh at me when I do it. I ain't doing it no more.
Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. I think Langley Speedway, Bill Mullis, Chuck Hall, Bonduran't Brothers Distillery, MAYHEM Management here from Langley Speedway. If you need some social media management help. And then we got Tanya McAllister at MPM Marketing. Kind of helps with a slew of things with social media, press releases, how to act. Luckily, I am not a client.
They probably wouldn't have let you been a client.
They probably wouldn't accept me.
Attley would have been a good one.
Yeah, he
but
can sit there.
But he's beyond that. He's beyond that now. So he's a winner.
Black Acid Racing Apparel. If you want, they get doing crew shirts. I mean, one day we'll get some crew shirts.
Never mind. I don't want to get started on that either.
The show is presented by Gen X Motorsports Driver Development and Race Rental Program. So if you want to run up at Dominion mostly.
See, Wayne was happy being in Victory Lane 2 times this weekend. So I started to send him an announcement say, well, at least you finally got there.
Slinger Speed Company. You want a local screen printing company and have your shirts done. VA 811. Call before you dig.
Oh, see, Slinger did this one. Yeah. Nice, pretty shirt.
And he did some of our shirts that we wore this weekend.
Yeah.
Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic. We usually have pizza. We have pizzas, but we had a special dinner tonight.
Yeah, I bet, man. Special dinner. Makes you want to lick them pizzas and go. That barbecue was good. I mean,
yes. Eddie's. I don't know what's your kitchen called, Eddie? I think you have Fast Eddie's Kitchen.
Fast,
yeah. GAC, Great American Company. And with that, Jack's got the news. A lot of news this weekend.
All right, in the Cup Series this past weekend, Chris Buescher got the first win of the year this year.
Hey, man,
third overall.
And that was pretty cool. I think everybody was kind of excited in the garage everybody's senses was, although when that caution came out with like 8 laps to go, I was like, oh man, then he's going to rough him up and take it from him.
I think,
although Chris is a little good sized boy, I don't know if I'd want to rough him up too much.
Rough him up you want to, he might come back to bite you in a big way. In the trucks, Carson Hocevar got the win. Felt sorry for Ty Majeski, man, because he was doing everything he could do to try to win that race, and then just came a couple laps short with it. So,
but Hescovar, or however you pronounce his name, he has certainly, since middle of the spring, when he kind of got lucky and won that one race, and then he's won 3 now, and he had that Cup appearance, ran really, really well in that car for the first time in a Cup car.
And pretty much
definitely his name is out there.
He's pretty much solidified himself for an Xfinity ride next year. I've been hearing about 3 different places he could be next year. So
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to be over Junior
I
Motorsports
think
either.
that's the leading spot.
That I mean, that's what I heard. But it's pretty cool. I mean, I didn't think much of him, and even after he won that one race, but like since then, he has really impressed me. I mean, and that team has won some races with that's the guy that's got that program, the warranty company that owns that team, I believe it is.
Nice.
Yeah, Nice Motorsports. They own the warranty, automotive warranty company ordeal. What's his name in the one ran that truck and won some races in it a few years back. Yeah,
Ross Chastain.
but since then, and nobody else has run that well, so it's kind of good to see them. I don't know who they have an alliance with or anything.
In the Xfinity race, Sam Mayer got his first ever win. It was a big win for him. Down in Hickory in the Cars Tour races, had to wait till Sunday to get it in. Mason Diaz made the best of his little test session he had the week before down in Hickory, where he won both late model races. Comes back and wins the Cars late model stock car race this week.
And it wasn't easy for him on the last 30 laps. Who was that? I mean, they roughed each other up a little bit.
Cade Brown and Caden Carson Quapple gave him a fit there for a long time. So it was both. But
it was clean. I mean, they roughed each other. They run each other up the hill, and then they swapped over, and nobody wrecked. And it was good racing.
In the pro late model race, Cole Butcher got the win. He butchered the field. Like that. At 5 Mile Point Speedway in New York, a dirt track, Garrett Zacharias got another win this week. That's like 5 weeks in a row he's won a race, either dirt or asphalt. He's on a roll, ain't no doubt about it. Down at Wake County Speedway, I know there was other races, but I didn't get them. But in the Bando races, because I got a live thing on the Bando races, our buddy Aiden Zedrich got the win again. Zedrich, whatever you say his name. He got the win. It's his second win. I understand it was a pretty good win for him there. And in the second race,
it's good to back it up, right? Your first win and then back it up with another one.
I got a feeling he's going to win a couple more before it's all over with. But in the second race, he got into a little bit of an accident, bent the front end of his car up a little bit, but still managed to come in second to Brexton Bush.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a pretty cool deal when you can run with Brexton Bush.
Yes, because I can tell you, there's not. I mean, that car has got everything possible to make it go fast. I mean, there is not a nickel to spare on equipment, technology. I mean,
that's pretty good. He's
okay. They have the best of the best stuff for sure. Them and the Harvicks and the Legend series.
Down at Berlin Speedway, Bubba Pollard got the late model stock car win there. At Pulaski, they had 2 dual late models. Kyle Dudley got the win, and Mike Looney got the win. Up at Dominion Speedway this past weekend, in the Blake Harris Memorial Dual 72 races, Peyton Sellers won both races.
Wayne finally got the victory.
Wayne Doolan got to go to victory lane.
I mean, it was
and
some other team, but
then took a picture of the trophies like he done went out and won them. So, but anyway, he's cool. In the Legends, Connor Waddell got the win. However you say his name. He got the win in the Legends.
Yeah. But did you see, they had a little controversy in that race too. I don't know if you've seen Mike, his dad, which was Weedy, and the little one's called Seaweed. They used to run arena racing, or his dad did. And but Weedy, he would definitely call you out. He had posted a video where somebody come up and got him. He's like, "Oh, washed up late model driver comes down here races with us." So he was like going back and forth. So it was pretty funny.
And in the Bandos, that kid Brian Runstrom Jr. got another win in the Bandos. He's won a couple races, 2 or 3 races here.
Yeah, 5, I think.
Oh, 5 races here.
Yeah.
Then he won Dominion. I think he's won a couple other places too. So he's on a tear this year. Down at Dixieland Speedway this past weekend, the All-Stars, Larry Jackson got the win. In the Super Stock, Connor Morgan. In the Sportsman, Kerry King. The Super Fours, Ricky Waters. And in the Stock Fours was Stephen Flynn. All right. Also, coming up, Southampton Speedway is going to have a grand opening. on the 19th and the 20th of August. They're going to have demonstrations of the drifting. They'd like to have everybody come out.
Are you going to do a ride along there?
Yes.
Can you see this? We got to get a GoPro.
Oh yeah, GoPro, the whole order. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I done told him we got to. I mean,
you know something, Manley? I'm sitting here wearing your shirt. Pull for you in races, and then you go sit here and throw me under the carpet like that. That's not cool.
I mean, he
might have to see. I might have to send you to bed early tonight.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'll tell your mom and dad put you to bed early. Anyway, Chris DeBoard and all the guys at Southampton Speedway want everybody to come out and see the grand opening and what all they've got planned and whatever. They will be here with us next Tuesday night. Chris DeBoard and all the boys from Southampton Speedway are going to be here with us again next Tuesday night. They're going to give us a lowdown on everything that's going on. They're going to have a band, food trucks. They're going to have all kinds of a cornhole tournament. They're going to have all kinds of stuff going on around the track, plus the demonstration. So hope everybody can come out, because we really, really need to see Southampton Speedway do very well. And I would love to see it, because it would give. I mean, it's 6 miles from my house, or 7 miles from my house. That's a pretty good deal. All right, I got a little announcement to make. Scott doesn't know this.
should I be scared, Atlee?
Probably.
Scott doesn't know this, but this past weekend at Richmond, Scott was getting all these text messages.
My phone's blowing up now.
Scott was getting all these text messages from somebody. Now, I'm not going to tell, I'm not going to say a whole lot because I don't want to put the name out there. But
I'm sure I already know who it is.
Who is it? Who is? Give me your best guess.
Her name's Jennifer.
Huh? What?
Hippie's wife.
No.
No, it's not.
No, it was not.
No. Well, they reach out to you afterwards?
No, I knew the whole time it was going on. I knew the whole time it was going on. I was sitting there, and the person that was doing all this was sitting on your other side.
Oh, was it really? Oh, that's funny.
The person who was doing all was sitting there, and we were talking back and forth behind your head while you were here.
That's hilarious. I had no clue it was him then.
So I thought that was pretty good.
That's funny.
Hey, Robbie Parker, I'm thinking about doing that. I'm going to bring me a tent, put out there and have a meet and greet, and let everybody come see me.
You could sit in that one spot.
Yeah, I think meet and greet. I can sign autographs and everything.
Yeah, a parking spot where you started and parked. Where you parked right there at that one spot.
Attley, y'all need to take him home. I really liked you until today. The last couple of weeks, we've had some people on here that didn't need to come on the show. No, anyway. But yeah, it was kind of funny. You went out one time, she says, "What's the deal with him?" I said, "Oh, he thinks everybody's trying to get it on the text message." She said, "Give me his number. I'll send it." So the whole time it was going on, we were looking back and forth at each other, and I would put my head
Was that the PR lady across on us, a little short lady?
No, the one right beside you on the other side.
Oh. Oh, that's funny.
She had your number.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, let's talk to ATLEY WIESE, the big Pro 6 winner from a couple weeks ago. What would you like to get that win?
It was amazing. No, it was amazing. It'd been a long time coming. I actually looked at it, and between my last feature win, it was 3 years and 3 days, and that was HRKC in the Champ Card. So it'd been a long time coming, and I was so glad, I could get it here at Langley, my home track. All my family and friends were here, and it was a big moment. It was awesome. I mean, that's the only, word, just to describe it. It was a great moment.
So do we have I know you had a big party afterwards, or the next day or whatever. And I know you was celebrating it right with the big win.
Oh yeah. I was on cloud 9, and, that's, it was a great moment. And like you said, we had a party at Juan's, supporting the sponsor. Juan was actually there. At the party, we took a picture with the trophy and everything. So, it was definitely a great weekend for sure.
So what you do with the trophy when you went home? Where'd you do? Where'd you put it at?
On the kitchen table
It's on the-
as the centerpiece.
It's the centerpiece of the kitchen table?
It was the centerpiece.
So where's it at now?
It's in the museum, in my museum. That's what I call my room. It's got all this memorabilia and all the trophies and stuff.
Oh, okay. In your museum. I like how you put that in your museum.
What's up,
In the
Daddy?
museum.
So you didn't sleep with it or anything like that?
No.
Huh?
No.
Well, there is somebody in this room that won a race that slept with his trophy.
Well,
There's two of us up here that's won a race that was able to do that.
Got too many people here tonight. But anyway, yeah, he slept with his trophy. I thought maybe you might sleep with yours.
that would have been some good PR stuff.
So tell us about them last couple of laps. I mean, I know, he got into an accident or bumped into whatever
I
happened.
mean, he's running to more lap cars than anybody I know.
Yeah, so I
Give him a heart. I said something to him, the Hampton Heat.
Well, I knew those last few laps, so definitely hated to see Travis get in that incident. You never want to see.
Did you really?
Well, you don't want to see anybody's cars get tore up, especially going around a lap
Only
car.
the ones in front of you.
Right. So but I knew with those 7 laps and I knew he was going to work his way up to the field like that, and I was just going to have to hit my marks and be mistake free, because one little slip up and he was going to be ready to pounce and take the lead and win the race. So we were just the entire time was just trying to stay calm and just hang on to the lead, and just we were able to hit our marks.
How calm were you?
I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I'm going to be honest with you, but I knew that I needed to stay calm, and we were able to hit our marks and get it done. But there's a funny story that I haven't told yet. I was freaking out kind of so much, and I, turn the engine fan on under caution, keep the engine cool. I left the engine fan on for the final 7-lap run that we had. So that's how much I wasn't thinking and kind of freaking out there.
So what did Hibby say to you over the radio the last few laps? Because he spots for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he was just like,
was he trying to keep you calm?
Yeah, he's just like, stay calm, hit your marks, stay calm, hit your marks. And then after that, we were both kind of yelling on the radio, excited about the win.
Yeah. It was fun to watch you get out of the car and see the
Yeah,
excitement. I mean, it really, I can't imagine your parents watching you. I would love to see them in the background watching them jumping up and down or just being excited. So it was good to see, man.
It wasn't like coming off turn 4 and knowing that you headed to the checker flag. I know your mind just went, I got it.
Jack doesn't know what that feels like.
No, it was.
I wish I could write something to you right now.
No, it was. Yeah, when I was off of 4, I had one hand on the wheel. I was just pumping my fist because it was a big moment. We tried a lot in the Bandolero. We put together some good races, and then something would always happen, and we would finish 2nd or 3rd or something like that. And it was finally good to get the monkey off the back. So I was just pumping the fist, really excited about it off of 4, and just ecstatic.
Well, I'm glad you got a win, but there's somebody in this room that run the Pro 6s, and he couldn't get a win. So I'm glad you got one. It proves that somebody can win a race in the Pro 6 besides Travis.
And I think the Pro 6s, becoming it, that was the biggest field we had all season. So it was cool to see Trey New first start, finish 3rd. He's going to be definitely somebody to watch out for. Chris Bechtel, always good. Jackson Bone, one of the rookies, he's getting more experience, and definitely cool to see another person kind of my age working their way up to the ranks in the Pro 6 division. Joe, Debbie, it's Nick Lamarche. It's a great division to be in. I'm proud to be in the Pro 6 division for sure.
That's gotta be cool to be in that position to get that win. And what's it like now? What kind of differences have you made, or things that you've done? I mean, I know the cars are different. That's not a point, but I'm saying when you were driving the Bando and now you done moved up to a Pro 6, how hard was it to get used to it? I mean, what kind of things did you have to do to get used to driving a Pro 6?
I I mean, it was just the main thing was just being able to handle the fact that it's a bigger car, your spatial awareness. That was definitely something to get used to. The fact that you're, arcing your corner out to the wall and then going back down to the bottom of like the bando where it's like a super speedway, hugging the bottom. I mean, it's two very different disciplines. So, well, I mean, it's both short track racing, but it's two very different racing styles. So it took a lot to get used to. But I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the main thing is just the fact that, the bigger car, the spatial awareness, and just how to get through the corner, going out to the wall, and then getting out to the bottom, and how much you need to arc your corner, and how to get off the corner, and that kind of stuff.
But you did a great job that night. I was really impressed with what all you did that night. So that's a pretty big deal. At least you know which pedal to push and everything. And, some
He's
people
still young. He's got time to screw up.
No, I'm gonna. Everybody makes mistakes eventually. I understand that.
See,
So,
Jack?
yeah, you gotta cut him some slack.
cut who some slack. Did you really come on the show and say cut him some slack?
Well, you see who was picking on me. He done expired. Well, you get some lady to text me some inappropriate stuff, try to get me going the other day.
And it worked too. And it worked too.
It was pretty funny.
So, how was mom and dad when you got that win? How excited were they?
What was it like seeing like the look in their face when you put?
It was great. They were maybe more as excited, or even more excited than me. So definitely went up to both of them, gave them a big hug because I mean they've helped me so much and they've sacrificed so much for me in my racing career. I mean, I'm a first generation racer. They've had to learn a lot about the sport for me, and so I've definitely been grateful for that.
So Robbie Parker said you got to finish first.
Got to finish a race.
To finish first you have to finish.
Well, anyway, let me give. You can come on in here. Let me give you when the next week you were voted driver of the week. Wow! Get out of here. Awesome. So congratulations on that.
Hey, thank you so much.
And then this is a little something from our show to you.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you to everyone.
Well, we're not finished yet.
Oh.
No, we're not finished yet.
No, but thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who voted for me for the driver of the week. The support is
By one vote, man.
Oh yeah,
That was close.
I definitely. So yeah, I mean, for everyone who voted for me,
Actually, the other driver voted for you. That's what
was it Chris?
No.
Oh, it was
Nate.
Nate. Oh yeah.
So, that's too funny. He voted for you, and you won by one vote.
And Danny Millard says welcome to the club because Danny Millard is one of the greatest race car drivers ever been here at Langley.
He's the inaugural.
The very inaugural first. You got to say it right to get it.
I can't do that.
Anyway, Keith Paquette, one of your supporters, that's got something for you.
Congratulations either way.
Oh, thank you.
Great job, and you could proudly wear my shirt.
Oh, and it's dry fit. Perfect.
That's
Wear it under
exactly
the
right.
racing suit.
That's right. And then every driver I have sponsorship on gets a bonus every time they win. So
$1 million.
Oh, $1 million. No.
cash it tomorrow. It won't be any good after that.
Well, I appreciate
Better
all.
find a way to get that cash tonight, Dan.
Well, I appreciate all the support, Keith.
You're welcome.
Wow. Well, this is, man, driver of the week. Well, this is.
That's the ultimate. I mean,
That's the ultimate. Yeah.
It's the ultimate thing.
Forget.
Yes, it's that and then championship. Right?
Exactly. No. Driver of the week is definitely a big accolade for sure.
And then you got something there that not a lot of people have. I don't think there but two people got it.
One or two of them so far.
A purple Jack Dodson Racing Insider News with Scott Allen water bottle.
So when you get hot under cautions, you get your little drink.
Exactly. And it's purple. Perfect.
Well, we think of everything here.
I know.
We're a first-rate show, even though you come on here and act like a second-rate person, talking all that trash to me. I think y'all stop talking trash now.
Brandy says she's still waiting on her cup. You got one for Brandy?
I got one for Brandy, but she's got to come get it.
Oh.
I ain't gonna go out looking for her.
Did you get the right numbered shirt yet?
Yes, I do have one shirt. Aiden, we just announced last week that you were the driver of the week. hopefully I can get you back on the show and we'll show it to you. And then I'm going to have to mail it to you because evidently we're not going to see each other no time soon.
Can do a
So,
red one.
a red one.
Yeah, red one.
Oh, okay.
So Jack just got lucky because that's what was sent to us.
Wow. Well,
So
perfect.
it just worked out.
No, I got a bunch of colors. There's a bunch of colors of those.
Right, I think a red one would be good to match the car.
So
Mhm.
we're gonna get you one, Aiden. Don't worry about it. Brandy Marshall too. We're gonna give her one too. So even though she wasn't driver of the week. So well, congratulations, man. You know, I'm tickled to death for you. Glad you got that win. I was pulling for you big time.
I appreciate
When you got in the lead, I said, well, maybe Travis will get held up long enough for you to show him what you got, and you did. So congratulations to you.
I appreciate it. I know, you know, no win is given to you. So I know, again, those last 7 laps, like you were saying, like, you know, I knew that, again, like if I made, you know, some sort of mistake, Travis was going to be ready to pounce. So, you know,
He came back to the field quick. I mean, he was coming.
I went and watched the broadcast back. I'm like, man, that was fast. It was like instantly he was up to second. So, you know, I'm glad I had gotten that little bit of a lead, or else he definitely would have reeled me in, because, you know, it's definitely been good being able to chase him in the class. He's definitely been a good person.
Do
to
you
learn
study
from.
him when you're behind him?
Oh,
Study what he's doing.
Absolutely. I mean, he's definitely a good person to learn from, for sure, running behind him.
Eddie said he doesn't need a cup either.
Who?
Eddie.
Eddie.
I mean, if anybody deserves a cup, Eddie deserves a cup.
Eddie get a cup. I'll get that. I don't have it with me, but anyway. But yeah. So congratulations. Thank you for coming by and being with us tonight. I wanted to get you on here and give you your stuff, and I didn't know you were gonna get all this other stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely glad to have Paquette Power Solutions on board for the 2023 season.
So whatever this is, you know, you have to pay your way on the show. So half of it's ours.
We get commission.
The entry fee. I get it. It's a business.
But I like this shirt, man. I like this shirt here. Look at this.
I know, and it's dry fit. So
Yeah.
I always try to wear dry fit shirts every race day.
Mhm.
So that'll be good.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Moisture wicking.
That's right. So what sponsors you got? You want to thank? I know you got. We got a cheat sheet here.
Got a little
Damn, think how long this sheet is?
well,
And
definitely.
Pike too.
You have to see.
But I mean, definitely got to thank again, my mom and dad. Like I said, they've been so supportive of me. Got to thank Tommy Spencer Motorsports. I mean, he's gave me a heck of a car all season. It's been a great car to learn in, because I know that, you know, I'm learning in the best equipment possible. So, and he's been a great coach. He's given me a great car every week. So definitely got to give big thank you to Tommy and Tommy Spencer Motorsports. I got to thank the track, Langley. I was so glad I could win here at my home track in front of, you know, all of the home fans. So that was really cool. And then, of course, all of our partners for the 2023 season: Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina, Carolina Family Pool and Patio, Premier Heating and Air Services LLC, Colonial Gardens Classic Lawn Care, Go-To Property Services, Dayton Lee State Farm Agent, Sign Media Incorporated, Bobby's Auto Service Center, Damon's Lawn Service and Landscaping, Body by D, The Movement, Creekside Cafe and Market, Intensity Broadcasting, Paquette Power Solutions, my man on Granddaddy, and then Crippen Ain't Easy Racing.
Wow.
And the Jack Dodson Racing Insider News Show with Scott Allen.
Good. Well, we
The stickers on the car, that was good luck.
I know. See, and you won a race.
I know, I didn't have the sticker on my car in the Bando and never won. Now, as soon as it's on the Pro 6, we win a race.
And see, I've been telling people this for a long time. And one of them is sitting right over there beside you. Raced in Pro 6 for all that time. Didn't put the sticker on the car, and look what happened.
It's
You
good
put
luck.
it on and win. And hey, Jared Clark was the champion that year, the first year that Scott run. He was the champion and had our sticker on and won all the races.
Yeah, well, he beat me.
So we're gonna struggle.
Are you running anything else, or are you just running the Pro 6? Are you still running the Legend?
We have ran a few Legends races. We ran when the Cars Tour was at Caraway. We ran that race and we finished 8th. Got to run against Keelan Harvick, so that was cool. And then we ran a summer shootout race, and that went kind of. It was a summer shootout race, so we got in an incident in lap 1, and we couldn't, and you know, didn't make it the rest of the way. So So, that's just been something we've kind of just trying to make starts whenever we can. I don't know, when's our next race, but
Gotcha.
it's been a fun car to learn in, and I definitely think I'm glad to see the series is growing, and it's a neat car for sure.
Well, we appreciate you coming out. Thank you for being here tonight. Go out and get some more wins this year.
That's the goal. Well, thank you
Well,
so
thank
much
you.
for having me.
Thank
Pick
you.
up my
Appreciate it.
motor.
And now we're going to bring on one of your sponsors and let him come in here and talk for a couple of minutes. You know.
All right.
Well, you're going to have to try.
Good luck. How am I supposed to talk good like that?
Well,
When I said,
I mean, I'm just hoping. He said he's 14. We've probably got a few more years.
no, I'm
He
15.
starts his own show, and we're out.
Yeah, you're out. Yeah. I'm 15 years old, so I'm not far.
All right. Keith Paquette
That is I.
is here with us now. And tell us about your history. I mean, you've been around here. You've raced and everything. Tell us how you
Yeah.
kind
Is he old?
Couple days.
I mean, it sounded like that's what he was trying
few
to
past,
say.
just a few.
He's older than
A
that.
little younger than Eddie, so I mean.
Oh, okay.
But no, yeah. So I a long time ago, I started working at Brake King, and Terry Hildebrand was working there,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a car. He was running out of Saluda, and Tim Wilson was driving the car. So I kind of got interested. I said, "Hey, can I help you work on your car?" So he let me come on. Realized I did okay, and so we had a pretty good season and all that. And well, he had a great season. Those two were great together. But he wanted to build a super street car. So we built a super street car, and I said, look, I want to drive it just one race, just so I can see what it's like. I drove that car so slow, I'm pretty sure the announcer walked next to me. I was scared to death I was going to break the car. It overheated, and he said, you drove too slow. I said, man, I ain't going to wreck your car, but I liked it. So Terry helped me build a car the next year, and I went out there and ran Saluda.
Did you go faster that time?
I did a little faster. The first race, I remember Raymond Harper just flew by me, and I said, well, what's that guy doing? Did he cheat or something? But my second race, I did more laps and then started running a lot better, qualified good all the time. Did good. And Terry, he helped me. That car handled well. I just didn't have money for a motor, but it was okay motor. So we went out there and did all right. Never broke the top three. Got rookie of the year, and I even missed 2 races that year and still got it.
Hey.
So then I went back the next year with a little bit more motor and did better. Did one of those mirror drivings one time and lost a chance to win a race. And guy, he said, I saw you look in the mirror. I knew I had you. And sure enough, he got me. But, I got a decent time. And then I said, well, I'm going to try Langley. I live right over here in Tide Mill. Let me try Langley. Boy, I learned something there. Now, I was running 10-inch slicks. I used to run Mike Buffkin's old late model tires because he didn't wear out a tire. I mean, I could run them for weeks out of the dirt. And then I came to Langley and I couldn't go to Grand Stock. I went to, because that was Super Street out there, which was right below late model. But here I couldn't, I run these little, I think they're H70s, little small tires. And I said, well, I took the heads off and put a legal set of heads on it and ran for a few races. And I think Eddie was helping me at the time. Probably call my crew chief is what he was, but car wouldn't turn
He
left.
said he's not taking credit.
No, that car wouldn't turn left, and nobody wanted to know anything about it. And it just, I popped the motor that came from Saluda. And I said, that's all right. It was old. I don't care. So had a guy put a motor together. I wanted to do it myself, but he said, no, I'll put it together. It's my motor. I'll build it for you. I said, all right. He didn't do a few things, didn't change the valves. Like I said, please change the valves. It was in a motor that popped. And he said, they'll be fine. I checked them. They're fine. Well, we dropped the valve like the second race out here. And rear end locked up, pushed the clutch in. I said, well, there we go. Pulled it aside. And so the end of the day, I was pushing the car off the rack and off the track and said, that's it. I'm selling the car. It was sold before it went over that hump. I said, everything with motor and transmission, here's the price. And it was gone. I was done racing. I kind of wish I wouldn't have done it, but I went into Dura racing. I was cheating. I had that motor in that car, but I just sleeved it and put it in there. But I had a good time running the Enduro races. There was a lot less commitment. So, and I was talking to Scott about that earlier, just time. But anyway, so after that, then I kind of faded away from it. And one day, Tracy Hildebrand and his son Chris were running, and I said, "Hey, I have this. I sponsor this Heart for Orphans. It's a good charity." And I said, "Would you put it on your car? I'll give you some money to put on the car." That's how it kind of started. And then I think I ran across Wayne Wyatt one day. Yeah.
Reeled him back in.
Wayne Wyatt said, I said, hey, look, I can I put some this part forwards on your car? And he said, well, you need to put a sponsor, and I'll do that. And so we did. So the company I was working for, we put them on there, and then we did Heart for Orphans, and then it just kind of exploded from there. The company no longer did it, but I still did it. And so Wayne carried me for a while. Tim Wilson's carried me. I went to Dallin. He didn't like sponsors. He just, I don't want to answer. I said, you don't have to answer nothing. You put Heart for Orphans on your car, that's all you have to do. I said, I won't ever ask you a single question. And that's what he did. So I jumped on his, and then one day Sammy Gator wanted to be on it. I said, you run the same division as Tim. I can't do that. So he changed divisions. So he came back to me and said, I said, all right. So that's why I'm on Sammy's car. And I got on Attley's car because my wife actually knows them. She sold diamond. She was working for Goodman Jewelers and Linda, and that's how she knew him from her father, and then sold the diamond to him for her finger. So either way, they said, Wands is on board. What can we do here? And I said, I'll do something. So he was out there at Wands one day, and I said, I can give you this much money if you put me on a car somewhere. And he said, I'll do that. So there it goes. And then he remembered. Mom and Dad didn't remember, but he remembered that every time he wins, he gets a bonus check. So here he got the bonus check today. So that was awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, we appreciate the fact that somebody like you help support some of these people and get them and keep them in racing.
Well,
Every little bit helps.
I think that's nice because you know that because you were been on the other side of the fence and you know what it takes to.
I've taken $100 before just to make a race one time. Okay, I'll stick you right there in the corner. But yeah, so I give them what I can give them, and if I can give a little more, I would. But it's just nice to be out, and then you root for these people. There's 4 cars. You run this weekend? Yeah, so 4 cars are going to be running this weekend. So that's kind of cool. And Sammy Gator keeps winning. I'm going broke. So
he's 3 in a row now.
He's probably waiting on his check right now.
It's in the mail.
4.
Sammy.
He won last week.
Yeah,
So that's 4 in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. So if he wins this weekend, I'm gonna go to the bank, borrow some money. I'll make it happen.
I mean, how many millions of dollars can you give away for a win?
I've already. My wife's gonna kick me if I keep doing it. No, she doesn't mind. She doesn't say anything about it. She knows I don't give so much, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
But every little bit helps.
It does, and I'm if you're out there running, I couldn't help you because I'm helping out there. So
that's all right.
That's all right.
As long as you're helping somebody, and that's why we and Jack had said, and we want to get guys to support the racetrack, on the show because your business needs to get something in return. We want to show our support to you guys because you guys are supporting, our friends and those type of things.
Exactly.
And it's important.
And I don't, the business end is great. It's really the Heart for Orphans. I want people to come and just click on the website and see what it's all about because it's a great organization. And the president of it, the lady that started, Nancy Hathaway, and her husband Steve Hathaway, she doesn't take a dime of this money, and they put all their own money in it. And it's a great organization. It has a lot to do over in the Ukraine, and you can see what's been happening. So they needed money to get out of the Ukraine, and we had a fundraiser. Actually, it happens every year, and it did really well. But either way, that's what it was mostly about. And sure, Wayne Wyatt called me the other day about a job, about a generator job that might come up. Even people like Kenny Wood. You remember Kenny Wood used to race out here?
I remember that.
5 cars out here. Yeah. But he gives me. Of course, I don't sponsor his car, but the word of mouth stuff that people give me. So got a job from Attley's parents over there. They called and said, "Hey, this lady down here needs some work done." So it does work out. If you were a major sponsor, it'd take a lot, but you think about it. When Alan Quickie ran, I started buying Xerox antifreeze because I said I like Alan Quickie. He's all right. He
right.
Ford,
that's That's the way I was too. There's a lot of things I did because of that.
NASCAR is the most fan loyal, sponsor driven sport of any. Now I gotta ask, when you went asphalt racing, did you have the same experience, Jack? When you said you seen that guy go by us, so when Jack went for asphalt racing the first time, he was lapped twice in the first lap by Robbie Parker.
Oh, Robbie, was he walking or running or driving? Oh, he's driving. Oh, okay. Is he picking on you?
What do you think?
That first race it was a lot better than the time I was literally watching the announcer go, so here goes this guy. but no, it was fun. When I came here, I didn't. I finished sixth my first race. And
Oh,
then-
you did better than Jack.
yeah, but
Did you get lapped?
I didn't. No,
Damn.
but I backed up. I never finished sixth again. But everybody else got faster, and my car said, "I don't like it. I'm going to slow down."
Before we go any further here, he did not lap me twice on the first
There's one
lap.
lap.
No, he did. That's never happened. That's a bald-faced lie. You and Robbie Parker done told one. Okay, that's a lie.
That's my story. I'm
That's
sticking
it.
to it.
But anyway,
did you run out of gas?
no,
Okay.
that didn't happen. I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
But no, when I was doing dirt, I was competitive on dirt, did well on dirt. We came to asphalt.
Totally different story.
It's the whole thing changed. And I'll admit, when the Langley boys came to Southampton to race us on asphalt, we were pitiful. All of us were pitiful. And I was probably one of the worst of the pitiful ones. But Robbie Parker did not lap me twice on no lap. That didn't happen. So don't listen to that.
Well, I did go from a 10-inch slick to a little H70, so it was a learning experience. But I mean, these guys make these cars fly around this track, and I just couldn't do it. I had a bad car. In fact, the guy that bought the car couldn't get it to handle. So at least I realized I built a
It
bad
won't you.
car. No, it was a guy who built the car, and but I should have kept my Saluda car. It just got a good twist in it. I didn't think it would be good out here, but it was better than the car I put out here.
So how many years have you been out here with the Langley or been around the racing?
Well, God Lord, I might need help on that, Eddie. When did I start? Yeah, I had guardrails. And so, I got my car, I got a picture of my car, and the guardrails were up, and that was when I ran Langley. So I think Wayne Wyatt was taking it over, or just took it over, or maybe the season.
95.
And then Saluda was a couple years before that, and helping out Terry and Tim, of course, was a few years before that. But that was about, I don't know, that was 83 or 84 back then. But I tell you, about a guy who can drive a car, that's Tim Wilson. He does some things out in that car. Oh, happy birthday, Brandon Henson! It's Brandon's birthday, that's right. But anyways, he does make that car do some things. That he drove my car one time. I wasn't running for points, he was, and he couldn't bring his car back because he wouldn't let him tear it down. I said, well, you can start mine. I'm not saying it was illegal. Terry just said he just wasn't going to tear it down. But he said, I said, you can start mine. I don't care. I'll just jump in whenever. Well, he's turning quarter second faster laps than me. And I said, you're going to have to get out of my car because you're making me look bad. But still, he's a wheeling man.
Yeah, he's fun to watch too. I mean, those guys, when they start shaking it up there up front, I mean, Tim and Chris and all those guys are.
Yeah, that was always good. Him
Paul.
and Chris and Paul. That was always a good race.
I mean, they weren't real. It didn't seem like they were real fond of each other, which made it even funner to watch.
But I think most of the time they walk out respectful. Every once in a while, you're not going to, especially when you're towed off. Your car comes off on a tow truck. You're like, what the world? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not fun at that point. You get a little irritated.
No.
That's like Nestor. We said Hester. Like the Randy, that car that they helped them also, and he took a bad hit, and it's racing. So I don't know how bad a hit it was, but I haven't heard from him. I think he took a wallop, and then of course got T-boned, but I think hitting the wall probably did more damage than getting T-boned.
Well, I mean, when we had the guardrail out here, it wasn't nearly as hard on the car.
No. I worked for Randy Hutchison. I seen a picture of his car upside down in one of those guardrails. They got the thing, but it wasn't upside down, but it was over it. I think they got it over, and I think he told me he won that race. Got the car back on top of the track, and he won that race. So I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see. So, well, we appreciate the fact that you were part of the sport out here and helping people, and especially a cool kid like that.
I know.
I mean, that's
Speaks like a champ. Makes me look like a bunch of words like this, and he's over there talking like
proper talking.
He's probably going to make y'all two leave one day. And
There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, he might make Scott leave.
What's that? Your names here?
Jack said his name was first.
Yeah, he might make Scott leave, and I'm thinking about it myself. So that wouldn't be no big deal there. So.
No, it's fun to help people out, and you want them to win, but it's not always about that either.
It's not about always
having
winning.
a good time and being able to joke and laugh about it. Hey, Eddie Clark and I were running a Enduro race one time. I'm in somebody else's car, and he nails me on the pace lap. I said, "What did you hit me for? I want to be the first one to put a dent on it." I'm like, really?
Eddie seems to be kind of
These problems.
what kind of friend
Hey,
is
look,
this?
y'all don't talk about Eddie. Eddie brings us food.
That's true.
I'm not
Well,
saying
he's
anything
all right.
bad.
He's a good body man. I got a dent in my car first practice out here. Charlie
good.
Brand, I think, hit the car, and in practice, I said, "Gosh, dog it." And I said, "Yeah, Eddie, we got to fix that." He goes, "You want to fix that dent?" I said, "Yeah, I don't want to go out there the first race with this dent." But he gets out there and fixes it. I don't know what he was saying about me the whole time, but he fixed it.
I'm sure it was nice.
Yeah, he would say, he wouldn't say anything bad about anybody.
Nobody at all.
No, I would.
You should see what he's doing behind your back right now. It's terrible.
I don't even want to turn around and look. I don't want to turn around and look. So anyway, Keith, we appreciate you coming by. I know we've tried to get you here in the past, and
Yeah.
something happened.
How did that go? Yeah, the championship game or something.
Won
You won.
the
It's a
championship.
good thing you were there. You probably had that Jack Dodson sticker right on the.
He's got one on his bag. Yeah.
That's why. Probably why they won.
But yeah, they won the championship that night. So I'm glad I went. I was debating whether to go or not, and I said, "No, I can't pass this up. This may never come this way again."
You know how much barbecue we had to eat? Grace, oh, that barbecue. It was bad. Must have been 20 pounds, 30 pounds of barbecue. I could be stretching. It could be you never made it.
Anyway, we appreciate you
Yep,
being here, and
yep.
thank you for coming. And
Thanks, man.
Thank you. And don't
Thanks
forget
for supporting.
don't forget your koozies.
Oh,
I
no,
know
I
you don't
got-
have
I got-
any.
I got mine right here, Red. Anyway,
That's all right.
You can put the drink in there. Set it right here by the camera.
Right.
See how that works?
That would have been a much better idea. See, that's why my name's second.
Second. Thank you, sir. I appreciate this.
You can't help it.
You can't help it. I'll take you the pizza.
You know, it's hard to soar like an eagle when you work with pigeons.
Tell me about it. Look what I have to deal with.
Every day.
All right. All right. I see somebody on the other end down there. It's not who I was expecting, but anyway.
Dang. Struggling over here.
Here's somebody that don't even know how to put a can in a cooler.
Good thing Adley's here. I'd say something else, but I'm not gonna say I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, those are instructions written on there.
I mean, I should be used to putting a condom.
Stop.
Need one of those pizza.
Grab it. Take it with you. Take both of them in there.
We're gonna eat.
All right, let's go ahead and get Dale on here and talk with him for a few minutes. See what his.
What's up, Dale? How you doing, man?
Hey, gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna start this off
That's
With-
scary.
with some information. Okay, this is information for you. You may already know this, but I'm good friends with somebody that you know pretty well. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think you're talking about my Aunt Belinda.
Yeah.
Can you give us some dirt?
I know she probably can, I'm sure.
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. Yeah, I've heard a lot about you when you started racing and everything. Tell us a little bit about your racing background and how you got started in racing.
Yeah, actually, I grew up around that area. I was born in Chesapeake and spent my, toddler years going to Langley Speedway and, watching the races out there. And once I was 5 years old, me and my family started racing and went to Pennsylvania and raced some quarter midgets and did that until I was about 12 years old. And then went and stepped up to the Allison Legacy Series, moved to North Carolina and raced around the Southeast in those for a while and had some pretty good success. And, we're never in the best equipment and, but we were racing against guys that, outspending us 4-1 and we were up there competing with them all the time. So, and then, I left racing for a while. When I turned 18, I actually joined the Army and I left and I did some stuff. I lived in Japan for a couple of years and I picked up drifting for a while and did some like time attack style racing stuff. But once I got out, I eventually just came back to what I knew, and that was circle track racing. And I found myself, standing in somebody's garage buying a modified. And so now I'm here and rebuilt the entire thing over this past winter. And now we're out here competing for a championship in our first season. So I think we're doing pretty decent.
Where are you running at?
So the Carolina Crate Modified Series travels around Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. So we're going to Hickory this weekend. Ran Tri-County Speedway last weekend. we go up to Franklin County, Virginia to race up there, and all the way down to Anderson, South Carolina. So we kind of travel all over. It's a pretty good, it's an awesome schedule. We go to a lot of different cool tracks, and we really only go to the same track, twice. And other than that, it's only a couple times a year. So it's, I like the touring deal and getting able to visit different tracks and meet new people and just race with different guys every week is a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, I mean, you and now what do you do for a living? Now I know I saw something about you work for Ford or something in during the week or something.
Yeah. So my full-time job, I wish I could do this full-time, but obviously most of us can't afford to do that. But during the week, I work for Ford Performance at the tech center. I'm actually a simulator technician. So all the drivers and the teams that they come into the tech center to do research and development and prep their setups for the next week or the week after a race. They'll come in and put their setup in they ran. I'm like, yeah, I mean that was close, or no, that was way off. Like we missed the ball on that one or whatever. So yeah, I'm pretty fortunate, and I get to work with a lot of cool people and in the simulator and get to drive it pretty often. So I'm pretty fortunate for that.
Are you able to get information or technology from that and help apply to your modified? You're smiling like that's a yes.
We'll kind of keep that under wraps. I can't reveal all the secrets, but I do work with some pretty awesome people and really smart guys. And if it wasn't for the guys that I've met there, I wouldn't be nearly where I am now in the championship standings and with the amount of success that we've had this year. So I definitely owe it to a lot of different people, but especially to some of the guys that are helping me out and crewing from Ford Performance and helping me out on the engineering side.
How did you get into that?
With Ford for the simulator deal?
Yeah.
So I actually, once I left the military, I went to be a military contractor for a while, working for the government. And one of the jobs I did, I was actually a site technician for a firearms simulation company. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I did that for about a year. And then once I left that, I moved to North Carolina. I was working up in DC, then moved to North Carolina to come back home basically and just kind of be around family. And I got tired of staying at home and just kind of just being bored, and I was going to school at the time. So I started just cruising, Indeed.com, and eventually I ran across something that said simulator technician for Ford Performance. And I was like, man, that kind of sounds right up my alley with the, simulation background and then also the racing background I have. So I reached out to the owner of the company that does the simulation program. And I was like, hey, I think I'm a perfect match for this. Here's my resume. And he kind of agreed and, had me come in for an interview. And now I'm there doing that full time. And I've been there for about a year and a half now. So I'm enjoying it, and it's a great experience.
So how does the simulation work? Does each team sort of come in and say, this is what we think about running this week or that week or this track, and y'all put it in the simulator and then they kind of tweak it from there? Or do y'all have like a baseline set up and then they sort of tweak it and everybody runs the same? Or how does that work?
There's a lot of different moving pieces to it. So it's kind of all the above. I mean, different teams do a lot of different things. They all kind of have their own idea of what simulation should look like in motorsports. And for the majority, teams will come in, so like a post event. So like, today they were in there running Richmond. So they ran pre-Richmond, and they're like, okay, this is what we think our setup is going to do. Like, here's the setup you're going to start with, and we'll see what it does. And then they'll go to the track. The driver will drive that car, and he'll come back to the simulator the next week, and they'll post event, do the post event. So then they'll go in and run that same mile, and then he'll be like, yeah, like that's pretty accurate of where we were at. Or he'll be like, no, that's not even close. We need to make some adjustments on different stuff to make it kind of correlate. So that's kind of how they use that. And then, along with that, usually the week before they're throwing in like, hey, like what are those changes that we can make during practice? Like, okay, let's test all those changes just to see where it's going to take us at the track.
So when you're out there getting ready to run your modified and everything, you obviously see some of this stuff. In your mind, can you put that to use on your modified?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I work with professional drivers every day, and a lot of the guys. I mean, Austin Cindric came in today wearing my T-shirt, which was pretty awesome of him. But just like that, man, that's such a unique experience to have somebody, Daytona 500 champion, come in wearing your shirt with your modified on the back. That's awesome. But you pick up so much from the engineers and from the drivers, and you can ask them advice. Ryan Priest has been a big mentor of mine so far, and he's even sold me and given me some parts and giving me advice on, hey, like, I'll show him something I did the week before, and he's like, yeah, that probably wasn't the best idea. You probably should have done it like this, or even give me setup advice. I mean, Ryan, a lot of people sleep on Ryan's technical expertise. Is he's not just a driver, but he can set up a modified too. So
yeah, I was gonna say anybody in the modified, that's the guy to go to, right? I mean,
he's been a modified, and well, one of the key people in the success for sure.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm glad to see a local guy having that kind of influence in the sport, and glad to see you're doing well in the modifieds.
I would love to come down there and check it out to see how close are y'all to. Are y'all in Charlotte? Are y'all in Huntersville or?
Yeah, so my shop's actually out of Troutman, which is just outside of Mooresville. But we race all over. It's a great show. Keith and Wendy, the promoters of the Carolina Crate Modifieds and the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, they make a good entryway for people that they can't afford to go race full-time car store and be competitive. They make a good effort to keep it within budget. Obviously, all motorsports is expensive, but they make a good effort to keep it keep this little guy in mind and make it as affordable as racing can be, really, and especially at this level and racing these kind of cars.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Going back to the simulator, are y'all, how can I answer this? When one team comes in, does that information stay with that team? Do you guys share that with the other teams that come in, or is it all one big Ford family?
So same thing. So certain pieces of it are shared. Obviously, like, everybody runs the same engine for the next gen program. Obviously, like the RYE, Roush Rate Yates engines, all that information is shared. But as far as setups and maybe like tire information and stuff like that, that's all kind of team individual, unless they decide to share it themselves amongst each other. But that's a team call. So yeah, that's not on Ford.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh. I thought we lost him.
No.
Well, anyway, to me, and don't take this wrong, I'm glad to see somebody in that family done well, because
I mean, this was almost your uncle.
I've seen Kenny and Belinda, and I know that there wasn't a whole lot to work with there.
Yeah, they're Mom Belinda. She's been a supporter since I was 5 years old. So yeah, she's an awesome supporter. I'm glad to have her and be my great aunt. So.
Well, everybody's got to have one, so I guess that's hers. So that's yours.
Yeah, I'm glad she's it.
But Dale, it was funny. I talked to you about coming on the show, and then it dawned on me a little bit later exactly who you were. It didn't register at first, and then it dawned on me, and then I sent Belinda an information. I said, "Hey, do you know Dale Ogburn?" And well, that opened the flood door. Then she started telling me everything. Did so yeah, I know him and all this other stuff. Had a bunch of text messages from her. So yeah, they're proud of you, man. They're really proud of you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So anyway, well, give a shout out to your sponsors or anything you got going on with your modified, or anybody that helps you out, or anything you want to talk about, and see what you got going on.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I got to thank God, and then right behind him, I got to thank my wife and my kids for being as supportive as they are. This is it's a family business, so I'm not just a racer; they're all racers, and they have to sit there and deal with it and deal with me being away from family stuff and out racing. So anybody that races, like, their family is always a big supporter. So I'm thankful for all my family and that supports me, and huge shout out to all my sponsors. Without them, it's not possible. And hopefully we can have some more come on next year to be even more successful and maybe try to get in some more races. But I would thank Encore Kids Consignment, Mission 22, K-Bar Soap Company, Meditech, Web Solutions, Troops All Junk, and just everybody that supports me.
He said a mouthful. I thought he said he didn't have any sponsors.
Well, Dale, I appreciate you being on with us tonight and spending some time with us. And hopefully we can get you back on sometime and we'll talk some more. How about that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Hopefully we can do it after we win this race up in Hickory.
All right, let's do that. Let's do it. You win the race up in Hickory, and I'll have you right back on here.
All right, sounds good, sir.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot,
bud.
All right, thank y'all.
Bye. I mean, that is pretty cool to be able to have that to pull from and to
Have that kind of
information.
that's so I don't care what you get to have that kind of stuff going on. That's going to help you a little bit.
Oh yeah,
what you got going on.
I mean, when you got Ryan Priest in your phone to call about,
you can't get no better than that.
That's the cream of the crop right there.
Well, I don't know what happened to Kip Childress. I sent him a message and I ain't heard nothing about him yet. What's going on? But anyway,
I would love. I don't know if we would have time because I don't know if I'm gonna have to work Friday when we go to Charlotte. But I would love to go to one of the simulator deals and see what that is like. What is it? Although the thing's probably $10,000 an hour, I'm sure that run it. But I think it would be neat to get a behind the scenes.
It would be
tour
nice.
Or pull the carpet back to see what there is.
If they would let you do it, that's the next thing. And it was like with the wind tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I went to a wind tunnel session with Phoenix Racing, and they're very, very, very strict on everything that goes on in the wind tunnel. And I just happened to be in a good situation where I could act like I was part of this. I was part of this. And I'd run get a screwdriver or something every now and then when they needed something. I'd do that. But it was really cool to see that, because the average race fan does not see that, does not know exactly what's going on. I mean, they hear about the wind tunnel. We got one across the street, and they hear about how things are done, but you don't really know until you sit there and watch it. And
you get an idea of how it works and what things do, and you see, it would make sense. Then you watch some of these races that aero is such a big deal when they side draft each other, and when the cars do this, when they come down the straightaways, and you'll see one do this or they do that, and it's not that this one speeds up, it just slows that one down. And people don't understand that the air coming off the nose of the first car goes in the wheel well and packs air into the back bumper and drags that car down. Is what it does, and they steadily side draft each other all the time.
I mean, it's really fun to I did get to stand there one time with the smoke and shoot the smoke across the car. Get it a certain spot you got to shoot, and then you move to the next spot and do it. I got to do that because I was just standing around doing nothing, so I got to do it.
Make it look good.
Yeah. So, but it's fun to sit in there inside the chamber itself. They don't normally let people sit inside there. But I got to sit in there for a few minutes, and then went out and watched it on all. They have all these cameras and stuff inside there. I got to watch all that. That was something, I may never ever see that type of thing again.
For sure.
And of course, I don't think they use the wind tunnels like they used to either.
I don't think so. I know they have a lot of small ones, and they try small pieces. Then they figure if they do a bigger piece, it's going to just magnify the numbers, but.
Anyway.
Well, there's not much they can do to the bodies on those cars, period, anyway, so it doesn't much matter.
Well, it looks like we're not going to hear from Kip tonight, so I'll try to get in touch with him and get him rescheduled for another night. Maybe something came up and he couldn't be here. Next week's show, we're going to have you won't be here next week.
I was going to say, it probably ain't going to be that good.
Brian White's coming in.
I mean, you can't have a show without the show.
Okay, that's the reason why I'm bringing Brian White in here. I'm gonna let Brian White be the show next week. But anyway, Brian's gonna come in here next week. We're also gonna have the boys from Southampton Speedway talking about their grand opening, and that's gonna be a big deal. And please come out and support. I love Langley Speedway. Langley Speedway is our home, and I'm fortunate to be a part of the Langley Speedway. But Southampton's right there with me, and that's where I raced.
I was going to say, as Bill told us this weekend, we're family. He's like, you are part of it. I'm like, well, thanks for letting us be a small part. No, you are part of it. Y'all are family.
Well, I mean, they treat us that way.
We do appreciate
but
Speedway.
I also would love to see Southampton develop into something, and Southampton County needs it. It'd be a great thing to happen if they can make this work. And so let's go out if you're from around the Southampton County area, please come
Yes.
out and support them.
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
be
there's
there.
a lot of people sharing it. I mean, I've seen this it's starting to gain some interest. I've seen Phil shared it, and a bunch of people were talking about it.
So I'm excited about it. I told them that I would be there for that night for the
You
grand.
let
opening.
me know. I'll bring my GoPros. I want to make sure we get this one.
Well,
Because when you start screaming like a girl, I want
Oh,
to
here
have
we go again.
evidence
Anyway.
this time.
next week's show, we're not going to. One person who won't be here next week.
I'll be in Grand Turk,
Who you won't? Be in San Juan.
San Juan. It's all the same.
You'll be in San Juan that day. Anyway,
Maybe I'll tune in.
he ain't tuning in.
Might be drunk.
Yeah.
We're like, hey! I might have to do that.
You know, made me forget what I was getting ready to say. Along the next week's show, hopefully I can get Childress back next week, have him on the show. But we're also going to have Pete Wright is going to be with us next week.
Thank you, Carolyn.
So that's the person. Anyway, so
I laughed last Saturday. That was so funny that y'all did that behind my back because that's hilarious.
so anyway, next week with Pete Wright and
I
the
love
Wilson
that
Southampton
Augusta.
Speedway, and Brian White will be with us next week. So thanks everybody. Please like and share our show. Want to thank ATLEY WIESE, Keith Paquette, and Dale OGBURN for being with us tonight. It was great to talk to Dale, even though he was kin to Belinda. And we'll talk.
I mean,
to
that
you.
was almost your nephew, Jack.
We'll talk to y'all again next week.